Once upon a time, in a certain place in Japan's Iwate prefecture, there lived a poor farming couple. They were very lonely because they didn't have any children. Dear God, please bless us with a child. Even if it's as small as a snail, we would be grateful, the couple prayed. Soon after the couple made their request to God, a baby was born. However, it was not a human baby but a baby snail. We asked for a child like a snail. But it really is a snail's child, the couple said. But God gave it to us, replied the wife. You're right, even if it's a snail, it's our beloved child, said the husband. The farmer and his wife raised the baby snail with great care. However, as the years went by, the snail child didn't grow at all. Eventually, the farmer and his wife grew old. One day, the father filled a sack with rice and put it on a horse. Giddy up, he said. At that moment, a voice came from somewhere. Father, are you taking that sack to the rich man's house in the village? The father looked around in surprise, but there was only a snail basking in the sun nearby. No one is here. It must be a misunderstanding, the father thought and began loading the sack again. Father, I will carry the sack for you, the voice said again. The father looked around, and once again, there was only the snail child. Could it be you? The father wondered. Yes, it's me, father, the snail replied. To the father's astonishment, the snail spoke human language. He hurriedly went to call his wife. When they both saw the snail talking, they were amazed. What a mysterious child. Surely, it's because God gave us this child, the mother said. Yes, in that case, maybe it can also run errands, the father said. The father placed the snail on top of the 3 stacked sacks of rice, and the snail cheerfully said, All right then, father, mother, I'm off. Let's go. When the snail child gave the signal, the horse started walking. The snail child skillfully guided the horse, even on narrow and winding paths, until they arrived at the big house of the wealthy man in the village. A servant who was cleaning the yard was surprised to see the horse carrying the sacks of rice on its own. Huh? The horse that carried the rice has come alone. Where did the person who brought it go? Then, the snail emerged from between the sacks and said, I brought them. Please unload them. Wow, the snail can talk, exclaimed the astonished servant. Hearing the servant's surprise, the wealthy man came out. He saw the snail child giving instructions to the servant, having the sacks carried to the storage shed. When the wealthy man noticed the snail child greeted him properly. Nice to meet you. I brought the rice as an errand for my father, the snail said. Impressed, the wealthy man said. Although small, this snail is quite clever. The impressed wealthy man made the snail child his daughter's husband. The wealthy man's daughter was a very kind person and was also kind to the poor snail's father and mother. One day, the snail and his wife went to the shrine. The wife's wish was for the snail to become a human. Oh God, please turn my husband into a human. After finishing their prayers, the wife suddenly realized that the snail, who was supposed to be with her, was nowhere to be found. Where did you go? Where did you go? She cried, searching for the snail. While she was crying and searching, a splendid young man appeared out of nowhere. The wife asked the young man, did you see my husband? The young man smiled and said, Yes, I am your husband. I was transformed into a human. The wife was overjoyed to see her husband as a human. They lived happily ever after.